Hello and good evening. Welcome to another episode of Sunday Night DM. Once again, the Sunday Knights will continue on their adventures in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm your host, Stuart, the Sunday Night DM. Before we head out, we would like to take a moment to say thank you to Epidemic Sound for the intro soundtrack, at Beluga Tunes on Twitter for the SKDM logo and all character-related artwork, Johnny Neal for the introduction voiceover, Streamlabs and Streamspell for the stream background and player borders. A special thanks to Chris for his background work on hosting the stream. With all that out of the way, I invite you to sit back, make yourself comfortable, and let's see how the nights roll. Good evening. Welcome to new campaign, new players. This one is called the Crimson Accord, which you can see right there. Or is it going the other way? There we go. Right there, and it appears to be on fire. The adventure is set in, at least opening in the city of Flarn. Flarn is a city on the edge of the Moon Sea. A long sordid history, raids and other things like that. Several thousand years previously to where our adventure starts, there was a document signed called the Crimson Accord. And when the Crimson Accord was signed, some form of peace was held without the region. And we'll move forward 5,000 years. And unfortunately, Nob, one of the players that I had hoped that would start tonight's introduction, is not here. But we're without him. All in the market square. You all either selling your wares in the case of our resident mushroom seller, or you are purchasing items for your family at home or other adventurers that have been with you in the party. And all of a sudden, it's still fairly early in the morning, and all of a sudden, there's a huge explosion in the middle of the square. And then there's another one and another one. Buildings exploding everywhere. And everything is bright, and you all wake up sometime later in a safe enough building further away from the square. And let's see. I had some notes. Let's see who rolls the highest. Okay, Grand Elf.
Yes. A is Grand Elf.
You were where did we put you on the map? Are you yes. Can we have the map? You had been shopping, picking up items for spell use probably, or maybe something else, when the explosion hit. You'd happened to glance at the sky and see shapes in the clouds before the explosion hit. As you were thrown back into the building, can we have a click on Grand Elf, please? So you can see you were thrown back into the building. You can see to the middle of the square. You can see there is fire on the market stalls. The statue that was in the middle by the fountain is completely destroyed. You watch as some kind of elf behind a market stall is knocked off their feet. When you've awoken, you look around and you can see there's a human 2 humans. There's half elf and there's dragonborn, and then on the bed, slightly further away, seems to be a tiny little halfling or gnomish figure.
Uh-huh. In that case, I'd just like to say, ow, 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 why do I hurt?
Okay.
I've examined my limbs. Ow.
Argo, where are you? Oh, you're over here. Argo, you were... Whoa. You'd been purchasing wares, trying to find some kind of remedy to cure your ailments. You'd been looking out on the square, get hit by this blast, thrown back into the wall, and you see these shapes flying around above, coming out, the explosions. You're not looking particularly good.
Not feeling it either, to be honest.
You feel slightly worse than you feel a lot worse than you normally do,
Which is still pretty grim.
Which is pretty grim as it is, and it's just you just don't feel good. Okay. Well, whoops. Accident hit button. Okay, who's next? Sporticus, where are you? Okay, you were behind the main market square, selling your wares at a kind of little table you'd set up. You're mostly out of the way from the main explosion, but you do still see these shapes in the sky above you. You see the explosions hit. Part of the building kind of collapses, taking out your stall and you as well. You wish that you felt better than you did, but you're not great. Okay, so John, you were behind the market. You were behind the market store. You've seen another elf buying stuff, and you see these movement above, but you were mostly distracted, and you can't really see through the canopy of this store. But the store collapses, you get taken down, and you can see you saw carnage all around you. Ulfhild? You don't really remember much of anything. You were busy buying items, and you were just too busy in your own little world to notice very much of anything that was happening above. Okay. Alf.
Yes.
You saw everything. You know exactly what destroyed the city.
Uh-huh.
You've all woken up. You're all bandaged up and resting in this pretty... It seems like there's 6 beds in this room that you're in, and you're all laying down in this room.
Oh, that's good. I'd like to cast a spell, please.
Okay.
Well, surprisingly enough, I'm going to cast something called Cure Wounds.
And you're going to cast it on yourself. It's a very good idea.
Just surprisingly, yeah, so too.
Very jealous idea.
Right, okay. So,
Very selfish, I'd say.
Since I can cast it twice, not really.
you don't recognise... You said you don't recognise anybody else in this room.
Well, that's good. That's why I'm casting it on me.
That's fair. Okay, so did that work? If you add on your stuff on D&D Beyond when you rolled it, I think my map might update.
Right.
Me either. I will add it anyway. Okay, so you're all looking around, very much confused about what's gone on. There doesn't appear to be anybody else in the room. It's just the 6 beds, the 6 of you, and some unconscious halfling or gnome. Or it's really hard to tell. It's really small in the bed.
Plus 2 is 10.
Oh no, leave the map up.
Yeah.
Leave the map up.
Okay. Healed by 10. Okay.
Is it just the 6 of us in this room?
Yes. Make a perception check.
An 8, good first roll.
Oh, great. That's
I mean, to be fair, the first roll was a 10, or it was a total of 10 on dice. But yeah, no. You look around the room. It doesn't appear to be anyone else. It does appear to be a fairly clean-looking room. It's got brick walls, wooden floor, open ceiling. There's a door at the far end, a couple of windows. They're blackened with cracks running through the glass, but other than that, you can't really see anything else. Anyone else want to have a look around?
Yes, please.
Perception checks.
16.
Yeah, you look around, you can see the 6 of you in the beds. You can see that some of you are a lot worse off than others. I mean, even though this one half elf has just healed himself, he still doesn't look hugely great.
Yeah.
But you do look around, and you can see that there's scorch marks on the inside of the windows, as if flames have come through the wooden frames and a lot of windows. There are slight holes in the ceiling in the roof of the room, where you can see spots of daylight coming through. And everything does appear to be covered in a slight layer of black.
Is it? Are the windows completely blackened, or are they?
No, the glass is completely blackened on the outside.
Is the
a little bit on the inside.
Or...
From where you are, you're maybe the windows are quite high up on the wall as well, and the bed you're on is maybe 10-15 feet away. You quite welcome to get up and
not for the
have a
amount
closer look. Okay. So, does anyone else want to go have a look?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, you climb off your bed. You walk over. Make a perception check. No, make it investigation, because you're looking at something specific.
I got a 12.
Okay, yeah, you reach up, you run your fingers along the glass. Yeah, it's definitely some kind of sooty substance on the inside. So whatever had done the damage to the outside has obviously come through and also marked the inside as well.
What happened exactly? Like, where am I? Where are we?
If the first you don't succeed.
Alf?
Yes.
What happened?
Um,
You saw everything. In fact, you know what happened because I told you it worked.
yes, I know. But I'm not going to tell them that. Duh. There was an explosion. We all got knocked over.
Knocked over? That's an understatement.
You'd like more definition?
Hey, I've got my definition.
Okay. So, as you're sort of semi-discussing this between you, you hear footsteps outside the door, and the door creaks open slightly. In walks a dwarf, leaning on an axe, kind of limping in. He examines the room. Oh, so you're awake. The only witnesses to what happened. You are the only survivors from the square. He is still sleeping. The 6 of you are the only survivors from the square. So, please, tell us what happened. And he's wearing chest plate, with a sash on it, kind of greyish sash, and on is painted like a black fist, stopping a
Argo's not feeling particularly talkative right now. So what you'll sort of see is this rather large human, very muscular with his torn sort of ripped clothes, everything, but he really struggles to get to his feet, and he's grunting as he does so, coughing repeatedly into his hand. He's like, "I didn't see anything. Let me out of here." And he starts to make towards the door.
It kind of looks you over. One moment. No, you're the only survivors. Someone must have seen something of what happened. But we need to gather more information. There are reports of things flying through the skies. Can anyone confirm or deny this?
I don't even know why I'm here, honestly. I don't remember anything.
He kind of looks over at you. Well, this is interesting. Not very helpful. But we have maybe, as you survived, you're obviously mostly fairly powerful. Perhaps a job. I mean, you do work for money, yes?
My first priority is the bleeding to death, but sure.
We have called for healers. They are on their way. There's just there was a lot of carnage outside, and I wanted to make sure that you were looked after.
Thank you.
What is it in it for us? What are we talking about?
Well, considering all that's happened today, there will be a substantial reward. But obviously, we will try and the future of the city itself is very much at stake. We hope that you being from at least around here, would appreciate the help that you would give.
Silasai being sporty because he can't patting himself down. He goes, the only thing I appreciate is that all of my wares have gone. Who's got my stuff?
Sounds like they blew up.
Kind of looks you over. Shakes his head. He goes, "You've been warned before about selling your wares without a license."
I sell herbal remedies with side effects. I warn people about the side effects, but they are herbal remedies. I'm a healer.
That is still to be seen.
So what does this job involve exactly?
It would be mostly gathering information to find out where the things that caused this came from, and perhaps making sure it doesn't happen again.
I saw.
So you already know what caused it.
I was not present. I'm just. Like I said, you're the only 6 survivors of the entire incident.
From the square, not from the city. So other people saw what was going on.
Their reports are deemed unreliable.
Unreliable.
Argo just sort of chuckles to himself. And what do you make ours?
He turns back.
What defines is that?
He turns back towards you, Argo. I recognize you, and that he leaves it as that. There's nothing else. So,
turn slightly away from.
From so far, what we've gathered in the square itself, you being seeming so strong, and we've been able to find the ability to be able to pay you either in gold or in magical artifacts that we have gathered throughout the years.
Mm-hmm.
I cock my head in curiosity. You just come about magical wares, do you?
We have our ways of gathering magical items.
Can I insight this?
Yeah, go for it.
Just to see where exactly, like, are we talking from crafters who donated them or like corpses, you know?
Make an
Oh,
insight.
we're definitely talking the latter of the two.
15. See what the character knows though. 13.
I mean, he's not lying outright, but he's hiding reasons why how they managed to get stuff.
Yeah. A girl.
Yeah. This idea of multiple magic items is quite intriguing to Argo. It just sort of turns back that it's got his attention. Do you know anything about the Amulet of Health?
We don't have one.
No.
We have had. No. We have had reports that there has been several found. If you do this task for us, we might be able to gather the more information and provide it to you.
I'm in.
He kind of looks over at you, Sporticus. You want a license to sell your wares within the city.
A license and legitimacy. I'm an old man now. This will probably be my last job. I need to retire.
Something we could work on, perhaps.
You make it sound like I'm not a legitimate businessman.
Some of your wares have unusual side effects.
I just can't blush at that nose thing. I can't look away.
and very, very questionable sources.
I jump in and ask, how much gold are we talking about?
Gold? Well, the companion on the bed beside you there, he wants a license that's worth 500 gold pieces, which is, in terms of things, it's not a lot, but for him, it's worth a lot.
Yeah, but that
the Amulet of Health, that's significantly more. Information is still more. Gold, 5,000, 10,000 gold. The more information you can find for us, the more we'll pay you.
And what time constraint are we talking about?
As quickly as possible.
I don't know about you guys, but I'd really rather rest first before even moving.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I will give you some time to get yourselves acquainted and to discuss amongst yourselves. If some of you decide to join, that's fine. You will not be disturbed. The cleric should be here within the hour or two. So please discuss. And he turns around, hobbles out, closes the door behind him.
Argo walks over and checks the door to see if it's locked.
You open the door. He's standing outside.
Then I'll shut the door
Chatting
and turn it around.
chatting to a rather tall-looking human. Robes kind of open at the front and like a burn across his, a fresh burn across his chest. You can just about see it through the bandages.
They'll just shut the door and just turn back around and sit down on the end of one of the beds.
Stuart,
And then cough a bit more.
I'd like to do a perception check to find out who's the most injured of the party.
Okay. I mean, what's your passive perception? We don't even need to do a check.
6.
No. Your passive perception. That's your passive.
10
Hold on.
perception.
Hold on. I'll open it up. Crimson Cord. Okay, so.
Passive perception 16.
There you go. Yeah, you look over and you can see the Dragonborn is the most injured of everyone.
Okay, start moving over to the Dragonborn.
I growl. Which is unusual, but I growl.
You don't look well.
I'm far familiar with that fact.
Good. Then you won't mind this. Put my hand on you and cast as a level 2 spell, Cure Wounds.
Oh, that's a relief.
Okay, roll for your health.
Do you want to roll or should I roll it?
No,
There we are. Result
he'll roll it, it's fine.
17 hit points healed.
Oh, that's a relief. I'm still bleeding. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, I'm still bleeding profusely.
I mean, to be fair, considering your total hit points, it's still...
Yeah, I'm very grateful.
Who's next?
Who's next?
Yeah. Who's next?
You notice that the one that was complaining about his wares, the half elf, the other half elf. No, sorry, human, is next.
You look ill as well. Come forward.
I'll jump down from the side of the bed and just kind of waddle forward. I'm a very oddly shaped human. I don't really walk as much waddle towards him.
Stand still and relax, please.
I just kind of stand there fidgeting.
This will merely take a moment. And we heal you for 15 points. That's another level 2 Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Oh.
Argo's going to look over to the half-elf walking around healing people. The guy just said the clerics were going to be here. Why are you wasting spells on strangers?
Shut up. Or I won't touch you.
I'd rather you didn't, if it's all the same.
Yeah, well, don't worry about it. Oh, okay, who's next? This isn't going to take much longer.
The other half elf seems to be the next worst off. Although the unconscious small thing doesn't seem to be doing particularly good. He's still unconscious.
We'll walk over to the other half elf then.
Okay.
Will you receive my touch? Hmm?
It's a bit weird.
You're healing me. All good.
There we go then. And we heal you for 6 points.
Is that just the first level one?
Yeah, that's the first level. I'm out. Well,
You don't want to wait for all your third and second levels.
no, I don't. I've got one left.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So. Okay, so as the half elf was going around healing everyone, what are the rest of you discussing? What was just gifted to you as a solution?
I made my intentions quite clear, but so I'm just going to keep quiet for now and just listen to what others are intending.
That's a lot of inputs.
It's a secret.
Anyone else? No one?
I whisper to the elf and say, brother, what do you want to do? Do you know what we should be doing? And I use
That should help.
my message cantrip, so it's a whisper that only he can hear.
Okay. Yeah. You can respond to the message either out loud or in a mental whisper.
It's a mental whisper.
I mean the response. It's his response.
Ye-
You can send a message. You can get a response as a mental whisper.
Yep.
I think we should help these people. They offer reward and money, of course. And goodwill of a town is always handy to have.
I'm
What
unfamiliar
say
with this.
you?
You can't hear this conversation between the two of them.
Oh yeah, message.
They're speaking
using, yeah.
mental messages. Using massage.
And then I say to everyone, guys, what do you think? Do you think we should help them out?
As I said, I'm in.
Well, how the tables have turned. They're always on at old psilocybing. But I suppose I can be the bigger man for once. I don't get to do that often. I'm only 4'3". But yeah, why not? I'll go on one last adventure. I'm sure it won't end up like all the other adventures I've been on.
You mean you're going to die?
Oh no, everyone else normally dies.
You sound very lucky.
Well,
Don't stand too close to him.
what can I say? I've known some powerful wizards, some powerful rangers. Yeah, that powerful magic doesn't save them against an axe to the face, but that's a story for another time.
Ulfhild?
If the tribe
You've,
needs help, then I don't know these ways, but as soon as I'm able to, I feel the need to help.
The weird halfling thing in the corner kind of sits up, and you see as he sits up, his cloak that he's wearing kind of flops down behind him, and the back of it is pink with sparkles all over it. The rest of it seems to be black on the inside, but it's pink and sparkly on the back. And he looks up and goes, Mitch! Mitch! Where's Mitch? And he looks around at the rest of you. Where's Mitch?
Looks like the dwarf's awake.
Gnome. I'll have you know.
Hey, psilocybin's a liberal guy. I support your right to self-identify as any race that you want, kid. I know a gnome when I see one. And I give him a big thumbs up.
And he turns on the bed, drops the height from to the floor, and he barely stands above the edge of this bed. And he flats himself down. And you see him reach into his pocket and take out some kind of it looks like some kind of big flat disc, but it's got a crack running right down the middle of it. He sighs, puts it away. He goes, What happened? The last I saw was fire everywhere. It's much more powerful than I've ever used.
You use this stuff?
Not like that. I mean, I like fire. But I prefer stealth more. And he vanishes, turning invisible.
Right.
Bellatrix.
I like to stay out of trouble if I can. And he reappears. The last time I'm traveling for 4 weeks now. It was just not fun. Before, my entire city was attacked. Just didn't end well. And we saved everyone, but I traveled here with 3 other gnomes. And, well, 2 of them are no longer on this plane, and the third one, I honestly don't know what happened to him.
Oh, it sounds like this disastrous fate is following you. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
He shakes his head. Mitch was he was unusual. He was sometimes quite large as a gnome. He's powerful when he became large. He knew his magic. Who are you all anyway? Are we here for a reason? I'd like to leave and go back to my home.
I doubt you even have a home anymore.
I don't live in the city. We were escorting a messenger. They were here delivering a package. He said they were looking for help for trade. There was problems with the trade.
I think.
Do you even have a messenger anymore?
Think you are the only one left.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
It sounds better than the alternative.
Well, shit. He kind of scratches his hairless chin. Turns around. Well, so what are we doing now? What's the plan? And then he kind of sinks within himself. Kind of his shoulders drop and kind of looks really sad.
Hey, don't worry, kid. Old psilocybin's here to look after you. He goes round, he sticks his arm around him, says, everything's gonna be all right.
No, it's not.
Oh. I hope that... do you say that out loud? No, I meant Alf.
Uh-huh.
Alf, you whisper that out loud. And it kind of turns. What do you mean? No, it's not. You know something.
I know lots of things.
And he's gonna check you for insight.
A fortune-telling half-elf in the corner.
That's a 15 for his insight. You can either roll or you can decide whether or not you want to say something.
Oh no, I'm just going
You're lying.
to chuckle quietly.
You know something. I know you know something, and I'm gonna find out what. And he kind of puffs himself up, and he turns around, and he starts walking around the end of the bed and then towards the door. And he opens the door. As he opens the door, fairly small dwarven woman, braid hair over her shoulders, hanging down, small tuft of hair on her chin. It's the thing that identifies the female dwarves. And so she kind of pushes her way in, pushes him back. Move over there. All of you stand close together. Come on now, this will only take a moment.
We're being ushered
As
up.
you wish, cleric.
She kind of rubs her hands together. Now, please, stand
Is this
together.
for all of us?
Are you all getting up and moving to? Yep, to everyone. She's saying,
Yeah.
everyone get together.
Very begrudgingly.
So she
Painfully.
rubs her hands together. Goes, okay, grabs her holy symbol, holds her hand out. You should all be healed. And you take a deep breath and you feel invigorated as you see her hand glow slightly and you feel glow spreading through you as she heals. Everything that can be possibly healed with the spell.
As she does so, Argo's first reaction is to start coughing violently and just spits up some blood and wipes off his hand.
She walks over slowly towards you. Interesting. She turns and walks out. Very interesting. And she turns and leaves, closing the door behind her. You are now fully healed. Everyone's back
well,
up to full
in
hit
that
points.
case, I can certainly do a lot more now for this tribe.
I'm going to look to the Grand Alf. I told you not to waste your spells.
Helping others is never really a waste.
Useful.
So, as she leaves, and the door closes behind her. You hear, and the male dwarf comes back in, leaning on his axe. So, have you decided?
Would be nice to
I
find
have.
out who the heck did this.
Both the half-elves are in. Both the
Sorry?
elves are in.
Okay. Very well.
Argo will look over and if someone asks me one more time, I won't be.
I heard you the first time. He puts his finger down. Until later.
It's hard to make friends and alienate people, I think.
So, you're all in. We have no contracts to sign. This is very much a. If you return with information, we will provide you with a reward. If you don't, we will assume you have died. And he says, now, you are welcome to explore, go back outside and do your investigating as you need in the city. There are any, kind of shuffles around and takes out 5 like little stone things. Hands one out to Ulfhild, one to John, one to Sporticus, one to Grand Elf, and he turns to you, Argo. You should have one. And he goes, these will, any questions you might be involved with the Black Fist, these tend to be like get out of jail cards if you flash them to the right people. And he turns, walks back out the door. And as he goes, he leaves the door open and he turns to the right and walks down the door.
Can I just have a look at what it is that he's actually given us then?
The rest of you look. It is basically a stone. It's about that big. And if you hold it a certain way in the light, there's a kind of like a fist shape inside it. So it has to be held at a certain light at a certain angle to be able to see it. Normally it looks like a regular stone, but as you turn it, there's like a glassy side to one of it, and there's a pattern on the back. And Argo, you were not handed one.
I don't think I've earned it really.
So, the door is open. Everyone is free to leave as they wish.
I'm gonna be first out the door, I think. Gonna
Okay.
be checking.
As you get to the door, there's the corridor, and it goes left and right. You can see to the right there's stairs that go up, and to the left there's stairs that go down.
As I just come out the doorway, I'll just turn to the others. I don't like working with people, but I think it's unavoidable. I'm going upstairs for a better view. I'm going to start heading up the stairs in the hope I get a view of the marketplace.
Turn to the right. You head up the stairs. Next out the door.
I'll follow him out.
Okay.
Yep, same direction.
Okay. Yeah, you follow him out. You go up the stairs.
Same with me.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Is everyone going the same?
Eagerly, yeah.
I think they've got the right idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and hide as soon as I get around a corner. I'm going to
make a stealth check.
23.
Nice.
Yeah, you get up to the corner and you push yourself against the wall, glance around. There's no one there.
I just want to continue in stealth for now.
Yeah, you quietly make your way around the next, up the stairs, around the next corner. As you look around the corner, you can see the stairs that you've gone up of there's kind of like a squarish room on the top. It's open. You can see out all the sides. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so you make it to the top of the stairs. As you get there, you can see that there's the dwarf who's leaning on his axe on one side, kind of looking out over the square. There's enough space for you to all spread out and have a look. It's not like you'd all be crammed into a tiny square. It's about 30 feet by 30 feet. So you all go up, following to the top. Are you all going to the side to look out?
That's what I'm going to do, yeah.
Okay. Can we get the map back? Can we zoom in, please? Yeah, focus more on the characters. Okay. So, as you're all looking out, you can see the square itself in front of you is completely destroyed. You can see there are flames coming up from the buildings either side of where you are. And you can see there are bodies everywhere. You probably have never seen this much carnage in your entire life. You can see there are huge holes in buildings. There is complete destruction throughout the entire square. And so, anyone want to look for anything in particular?
If possible, I want to see if it's obvious as to whether the damage has come from external or internal for the buildings. So does it look? Because the building we were in looks like it was on the outside, but just want to see if that's consistency.
Okay. Okay. Whoops. Okay, so yeah, as you're looking out, you see you can see the building in front of you is a sort of similar height, but you can sort of see through it, and you can see that the structure of the building itself looks like whatever's hit it has hit it from the far side and come through.
Okay.
As you look down, you can see the rubble from the building on the floor. So it's just gone through the building and down.
Okay. So that lines up with the suspicions from the room we were in from where we woke up.
Yeah, no, it looks like where you woke up. In fact, as you're looking down from where you are onto the roof next to you, you can see that there are flames on it, and it's burning. But yeah, you can't see much of the square. You can see a little bit of the corner. You can see broken carts and barrels, and you can see people there, but you can't see much of the main part of the square from where you are. Building is in the way.
Okay, I'll relay that to the others from what I've seen.
Anyone else want to have a look and see what they can see from where they are?
I don't want to actually see the square itself, but I want to turn to the dwarf and ask him a couple of questions.
Yeah, no, go for
it. So I turn around to him and go, "So, halfling, so you said you weren't around. Where were you at this time when all this fireball stuff went off?"
He kind of looks around. It was a meeting. It was a tavern on the coast. The Goblin. We were there. There was a party of us. All the guards. We were pre-shift cutting as we meet in tavern. It's kind of where we hang out.
I mean, it was market day, so like, should you guys have been around hassling me and stuff?
There were guards in the market.
Can I look out over the marketplace and see how many history
Make a history check. Yeah.
It's 21.
There's been less and less market stalls in the past weeks, months even. You aren't even sure when the last time you saw a full market in the town. In the city was. There are still people that will come up and set up, and they'll always look expectantly towards where the carts usually come for the wares, but nothing's arrived. So there'll be maybe 1 or 2 guards patrolling what little stall holders there are, and you were tucked away out of the way behind a building.
I'll relay all this to the gang.
Yes.
Anyone else having a look?
I'll just reply to him and just say that seems to imply that people knew what was coming.
Doesn't it just?
This is all. I've never seen anything like this before. I can't make any sense of it.
I think that's what we're here to do. Make sense of this.
The gnome, the back, kind of leans over the railing and looks down. Hey, that's that symbol. The courier. That's his symbol down there. And he kind of hops down, disappears into the building. You hear, and then you see him on the street below, climbing over some rubble, and walking to one door further down, and peering up into the window.
Fast, isn't he?
He's below you.
Almost as fast as annoying. Is there a way that Argo could get them without going back into the building?
I mean, you're about 15 feet off the ground. You could go over the railing.
That's what I'm thinking of doing. Just because.
Make an athletics
just
check.
a fun thing to do. 16.
I mean, you climb over the railing. You get down onto the roof below. It's hot. You kind of slide down the roof off the edge. You manage to catch it, and you fall. You do take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as the hot roof follows you down and lands on your head as you hit the ground. But you are now on the ground.
Probably wasn't even worth it. I want to walk over to
the gnome.
the little gnome.
He looks up. My name is Knob.
Sure.
And he goes, well, the courier, he was coming here, and he points up to the sign on the wall. The little sign that he saw. It is a shield with a mace, with horns coming, like spiraling off it like ram's horns, and like some kind of thorny tail wrapped around it.
What's the symbol on?
Sorry.
So what's the symbol on?
It's like a tavern sign.
Okay.
Like the flappy sign thing. It's hanging off the building like that. The only way he could have seen it was for it to have been like that. And he goes, the courier was coming here. I don't know if he made it. And as he's peering through the window, there's no one inside that he can see from where he is.
Okay. I'm going to look back to the others and say, I'm going in.
The others are still upstairs.
I know, that's what I mean. I'm looking up to them. I'm going in here.
Anyone looking down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, as you're looking down, you're watching all this happen. Okay, you go. You get to
I suppose we should follow. Do you think we could use the stairs?
Yeah, I would want to go back the route that we took, and
Okay,
to the other
yeah,
side
you go
and
back inside.
go down.
You go back inside. You follow the stairs down. Takes you maybe 5
I do
minutes.
love a touch of civility now and then.
As you get to the bottom, you come out. It is a bit of a climb to get out over the rubble. The half of the front of the building has been destroyed. Where the door is, it looks like there's a pile of stretchers just outside the window, and it looks like people have been stretchered in through window and then transported upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
The only people that they transported upstairs. As you climb out over the rubble in the corner, then you can then see Argo. You at the door. Door opens.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab Nob by the scuff of his neck and push him in first.
You push him through the door. Seems to be deserted inside.
I'd like to Mr. Steps behind Argo, if that's possible.
Yeah, you watch as he pushes Nob through the door, and you all.
I just want to look around first, see if it seems structurally sound to actually go into this building.
You've just shoved him in.
No.
Okay, yeah, make a
before
perception
I
check.
step in.
Make a perception check.
At this stage, 6.
I mean, it seems fine.
Then I'm walking after him.
You hear a couple of creaks. You look around on the inside. There's shelves on either wall. There's a desk in front of one set of shelves on one side. You can see packages, boxes on the shelves. You can see a couple of bags hanging from a rack over by a small door in the back of the shop.
Okay. So I'll just take a couple of minutes to absorb all that whilst the others are piling in.
Yep. Is everyone going in?
I suppose so.
Okay. Yeah. You all follow inside. Yeah. There's no one here. It doesn't appear like there's been anyone here for a while. Maybe a day or so. You can see there's a couple of as you were pushing him in, you stepped over him, but there was a couple of letters in the doorway on the floor, as if they'd been posted through the letterbox and seemingly forgotten.
I'll turn to Nob and just say, any idea what this package was or where it would be?
I mean, we never made it this far. We came into the square. We were coming through the square, and then, I mean, I wasn't even facing in the direction. I glanced up. There was something in the sky, and then something large, very, very large, hit me in the back, and I don't remember anything after that.
Do you know what it looked like?
The package?
Yes.
The courier had it in a bag. He had a bag with a bag in it, and there was a chest in his bag. I don't know if it made it this far.
Okay, I'm gonna step back outside to where the courier was seen.
As you step outside,
was it a body or?
There's nobody outside. There's nobody's right where you are outside the building. There's rubble to your right, sort of avoided most of it as you're going past, but there's no bodies outside this building.
Okay. I'll just wait there for a minute then.
Is anyone else wanting to have a look around while they're inside the shop?
Yeah, can I have a look inside some of the bags that are hanging up to see if we can get a list of what's
you go over to the bag.
You
open it up. The symbol that was hanging on the sign outside is the same symbol that's on the bag. You open the bag up. It's just a regular messenger satchel kind of thing. You open it up. There's nothing inside it. The first one you open, there's nothing inside it. The second one, same. The third one you open up, there's a small scrap of paper with the company name written like headed paper, and it says it basically says Craven's Couriers, and with the symbol on it, and then the rest of it is kind of ripped and torn.
Can I take the 3 bags, the courier bags as well?
Yeah.
I tell them, I was like, hey guys, anyone want one of these 2 spare bags going along?
I'll look down at the letters that were by the door.
Okay. Okay, yeah, you look them down. One of them says Craven. And then there's no address, it just says Craven on it. It looks like it was hand delivered. And the one beneath looks like it was like some kind of payment. It says Craven's Couriers on the front, and it weighs. There's some weight to it.
Take one of the satchels and put the letters in it.
Okay. Anyone else taking a satchel?
I'll offer it to whoever wants it, if anyone.
Nob kind of sighs and holds out his hand and kind of holds it up to you. I'll take one.
I'd like to put my satchel on me, so I'm wearing it as like a side bag.
Yeah. So yeah, Nob does the same. It kind of drags on the floor a bit, and he has to adjust the straps on it. As you, there's nothing else in here, not really. Okay, so you all step back outside. Argo, you've been having a look around while you're out here. There's not really much you can see from where you are. You can see, you go a little bit further down, you can see more into the square. And as you get to the corner, there is a woman laying on the floor. She looks like she's been hit by bits of rubble. Her clothes are mostly destroyed as she's like laying under half a wall. So, the rest of you, what would you like to do? You've all come out and you're all standing there in a. You can see the flames. The flames are not under control in any means. This is probably a lost cause for whoever's job it now is to try and fix it.
Just checking. This is a curious question. Would force damage perchance excessively help with fire? A desperate idea.
You can try.
But I feel like there's a risk of it making it worse.
I mean, from where you are, the fire is top of buildings. It's not really anything you could probably deal with where you're currently standing. But
if there's anything getting more damage,
really
I could give it a go.
I mean, if you were to maybe walk further into the market, you might be able to have a look better. But
yeah,
from where you are, everything, but it seems like it's the top of the buildings, and if you tried it, there's a good chance the building might collapse.
I've only got a 15
It'd be really
foot
nice if we could make it rain.
I mean, does anyone have control weather?
No.
Got a thunderclap.
I mean, you could try it, but from what, like I said, from where you are, it's mostly currently structural buildings, and there's no like fire close enough to the ground that it would probably work on.
I mean, if you wanted to, I could cast Burning Hands, start a fire so you could put it out, just so.
Likewise, I can. Likewise, sorry, go ahead.
It is the safest way to try it, but the collapsing building thing is another factor.
I'm not saying it's a good idea, but it is an idea.
healed now.
I'm not.
I mean, like I said, you're welcome to.
Yeah,
Try and,
I'm kind of
and
intrigued. I'm not gonna lie. I'm happy to do any safety protocol first before attempting to use a breath weapon.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, you make your way into the square. As you, Ulfil walking into the square. Can we zoom out a bit?
I have a bad feeling about this.
I'm staying well away from it.
I've moved them already.
Okay.
Okay, so click on the token.
It's got a 15-foot cone, so if there's anything on a smaller scale first to attempt to see how this works.
Okay, so
have I ever tried something like this before to see if there is some
as
kind
you step
of
in,
method about?
as you step into the square, you can see off to your right there is stalls on fire. Off to your left there is a fire. There is a collapsed stall completely. There's a fountain in the middle in front of you. There's a statue that's all fallen down. You can see fire behind, but that the detail that you get from where you can currently see. So
I'll just try it to the next building and
okay, as
see.
you walk, you kind of turn to right, left or right.
Either.
Okay, so we'll go right. Helps turn the right way. Okay, so you go up there. As you're getting closer, you can see in the corner of the building, there is what appears to be a large, like, scorch mark of what appears to be some kind of body mark, just burnt onto the wall, with a tiny little void in it, as if something very big was burnt over something very, very small.
Yeah.
But the building on your right, yeah, I mean, it's mostly structural. There is a lot of structural damage to it. Doesn't look like there's anybody survived. You can try it.
I'll give it a go while remaining ready to step out
Okay.
in the opposite direction.
You turn.
Yeah.
You fire your breath.
I will attempt. Yeah, so that's force, specifically a 15-foot cone of force.
Roll an attack roll.
I'm prepared to move back the other way.
Make an attack roll.
So yeah.
Actually, no, just roll damage. We'll just do damage and see what the damage is.
Okay. 2d10. I have such a bad feeling about this.
I thought that about jumping off the roof, but you know.
15 force
15.
damage.
Make a dex save.
I knew it. Okay. Oh no. 10.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Okay, so as you breathe, the watch as the kind of air moves and it moves the fire. Yes, it does put some of it out, but as it hits the side of the building, you feel your feet beginning to slide as it pushes you back 5 feet, and you stop 5 feet further away.
Okay.
The fire in that portion you breathed in, the fire is gone.
Oh, well, that's... well.
And then it catches.
In that case, if I find anything that has any chance of being restored or maintained, if I find anything that could be maintained, I'll attempt to do that again.
Okay. So, does anyone else want to try anything?
Not that, no.
Yes, I'm going to start using mend.
Okay. Okay.
Walk up to a few of the broken stalls and start.
Roll the d20.
Natural 20.
Okay. You walk around. Takes you a while. The first one you get to. Let's see, Grandalf. The first one you get to is the one that you witnessed collapsing on the other half elf. You fix it up. It takes a while. But by the end, you've managed to fix one and you're feeling a little tired. just from fixing one. It's taken you.
Yeah,
It's
well,
taken you a while. It's certainly taken longer than you were anticipating to fix it.
Bloody things.
Argo, just at the minute, he can't really understand what the point of this is when the whole city seems to be burning, to saving little bits and pieces, but he wants to see if he can see anything not burnt or on fire that might be worth something on the carts.
Yeah, as you're looking around, you can see there aren't many carts in the square.
Yeah.
Maybe one or two. It doesn't appear to be anything in the carts of particular value. One looks like it's just got like burlap sacks that have just been thrown in it, and the other one looks like it's got maybe like one or two apples dotted around the bottom of it.
Okay. I'll just go ignore it. I'll just turn to Old Charm and Grandalf. Like, I think you're wasting your time. Maybe we'll be pissing into the wind. We're here. Oh, sorry.
No, please go ahead.
We're here to investigate, not to save carts and scraps.
Whatever we can maintain here, the easier it's going to get, and to honor whatever was left of this tribe is, I don't know what else to do, honestly. Where I'm from, there's no such thing as fire.
Some people just want to watch the world burn.
As you're walking around, Sporticus, you do notice there is someone that they've apparently marked as being dead, but you can see movement out the corner of your eye behind one of the stalls.
Ooh. Any healers? Anyone?
Yes. What?
Well, Sporticus saw it, so is Sporticus saying anything, or?
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, there's someone who's almost dead here.
Okay.
But not quite. I should have
You go over. And look, I never said you had to do voices.
I do this every time.
That's why you've got such a large drink.
Yeah.
Sam Regal
So,
style.
go over.
Yeah, I can cast healing word on them.
Make a medicine check. Make a medicine check.
It's a 15.
I mean, as you get to them, you notice that there is less of them than there probably should be. It is a half orc, or at least the top half of the half orc. Completely missing his legs. It's got like burn marks all over his chest. He's in a really, really bad way. He coughs once or twice as his eyes are kind of glazed as he's looking. He can hear you're moving, so he's looking in kind of your general direction, but he doesn't look well enough to waste a spell
on. I turn around to the rest of the gang. I'm like, I don't know if you've noticed, but he's got no legs.
Put him out of his misery then.
Well, should we not like break this to him or something? I mean, there's like, you know, if I didn't have any legs.
I'd put you out of your misery.
I turn around, look at the orc, and I look at Argo and go, I think you're just the man to do that. I'll leave this up to you. I got Scurry behind him.
I'm just going to throw a hand axe straight at him. Just
Okay, make an attack roll.
First critical fail.
You roll the 1.
No, not yet. I've not rolled yet. 17 to hit
Yeah.
for 8 damage.
Damage doesn't matter. It's a critical hit.
Okay.
You've thrown it. Kind of catches him in the neck. And his head kind of...
I'll just walk over, put my foot on his chest, just yank the axe back out and put it back into its holder on my hip. Do him a favour.
Something honorary and draconic is just under my breath at that point.
Okay.
I wouldn't understand a word of, so.
Does anyone else speak Draconic? Just asking.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you would just tell that it was just basically honorary to a northern god.
Okay.
I turn around to Argo and say, well, I would say that you gave him a hang, but it was more the feet that he needed.
Argo will smile. Thank you.
Okay. So, he's now dead. Where do you guys want to try next? I mean, as you're looking around the square, there is carnage everywhere. I mean, there doesn't appear to... You can, every so often you see a person like run out, throw a bucket of water, turn around and then disappear again, hoping that it would help.
Are they using the fountain next to us? Or is it just...
You make your way to the fountain. The fountain is bone dry. There is nothing in the fountain.
Okay.
Can we have full map so that we can just see the whole square?
So wait, the buckets do have water in upon dousing it, correct?
As you can hear the sloshing and you can see the splashes of the water as it comes out, but it's like throwing boiling water in a freezing cold day where it just evaporates and turns to snow and stuff. Except it evaporates so to see the steam rising.
If I can, I would like to help with attempting my breath weapon again, as long as people are within a safe angle to do so, where applicable.
Yeah, okay. Make a damage roll.
Attack roll first.
No, just a damage roll.
Oh, okay. 2d10s. Another one. So 12. Force.
12. Okay, yeah, that force comes out and you watch as one of these market stalls just blows to pieces. The fire goes out, but there's a market stall everywhere, and you turn and see there's a smattering of people that were walking past, and it kind of blows up in front of them. They kind of look at you, shake their heads, and just keep walking.
Oh.
If there's people there, I'll probably be a good idea to go and ask them what they've seen. I mean, since I just killed the last person that was alive.
I mean, you didn't even try to get any information out of them, but yeah, sure.
I was doing him a favor.
You walk over, and you follow. There's a small, kind of slight high elf, really pointy elven ears. Her robes are a very bright peach color, but it's like got little burn marks in its blood, and it looks like she's been helping people since this happened. She turns when she hears you approach. Are you here to help?
No, but you can help me.
Okay. She looks behind you. Everyone else who seems to be. Are you all following up, or are you standing at a bit of a distance?
Following.
Okay. Turns over. Oh, I see. Yes.
Can you shed some information as to what happened here?
Wha- Were you here? Are you them? I mean, we heard there were people who were saved. Are you them?
Maybe.
Oh well. My husband, he came to the squares some hours ago. He was looking for some information. Then there was a great roar from the skies. So 1, 2, and then fire everywhere. I've never seen anything like it. Sort of red and fire everywhere.
You're talking about dragons?
Yes. 2 great, giant, bigger than I've ever seen, even in a book, dragons.
What colour?
What do the dragons want with Flan? Sorry, did you shout that out loud or chat? Ulfeld.
Beg pardon?
Laurel. Ulfeld. Did you say that out loud?
Yeah.
Okay.
I missed the comment, sorry.
I was inquiring if it was a red dragon.
Yes, 2 big, ginormous, bigger than I've ever seen in my life.
Did you see which side they came from?
I was in my kitchen. I was doing my dishes, and then I saw the shadows came over my house, and then there was fire, and and she shivers, and you visibly see her shiver, and as like some kind of chill runs down her spine. I never want to see anything like that again.
You were lucky to see anything at all. Again.
My husband he wasn't so lucky. He's here somewhere. She sighs.
He wasn't a half orc, was he?
No, he was an elf.
Oh.
Why?
Dude.
Have you seen an elf?
Listen, half elves, these two.
No. He's a little weird. And he's kind of cute, but no, he was an elf, full elf.
Any way as to how we can track him, or any guess as to where he would have been, or?
My husband? He said he had business with. He had business with the courier, Craven's couriers, but I don't know. I mean, I've not seen him.
No. Do you know this person? This courier. This woman's husband was trying to meet the courier that you were trying to meet. For God's sake.
I've never met the. I mean, I'm assuming. This is Knob. I'm assuming that you're talking to. Yeah, he's very.
I wasn't calling her a knob.
He's very confused. He's only met the one courier, but he assumes that, like most companies, couriers are not just one person. There's a group of them. But he's not seen.
Yeah, Argo's just jumping to massive conclusions here. He's not really putting the pieces together properly. It's just like I've just got to town. I mean, I saw the guards on the way in, and then we came into the market, and we were on our way to the courier shop, and then nothing. And he turns and he sees the big burn mark on the wall and goes, "Mitch!" and drops to his knees.
Who is this Mitch you speak of?
He was a strong fighter. He was a gnome, but he could make himself large. He's a magical belt. And he kind of gets up and wanders in that direction. Starts lifting up bits of rubble. Ones that he can lift anyway. Searching.
Can I help with the moving of the rubble?
Yeah, you go over, you help him. You can find there is bits of leather, bits of you find bits of flesh beneath this rubble. But there's no sign of any items. You also don't know how long it's been since this occurred.
It's a good point. Can I ask the woman that I'm intimidating at the minute?
Fairly early this morning. This all happened. It's now early afternoon. I don't know. Time has just gone all weird. Earlier, I'd say it's early afternoon, just after lunch, or at least normally it would be. But no one's eating lunch today.
Can't think why.
I'll just turn to the others and say, it seems to have only happened a few hours ago. Explains the burning still occurring.
Almost called you Mitch. Alf, did you have a question?
No.
Okay. So, you're in the square. There's fire everywhere. You've asked the woman, she doesn't appear to be able to help very much, but she can give you a rough general direction in which the one dragon that she saw anyway came from. She kind of points northward a little bit. I live 2 or 3 streets this way. There's fire everywhere. I mean, the main thoroughfare, the main road to the city is burned, and there's fire everywhere. Some buildings were saved, but not many.
I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but we weren't like hired to be firefighters. This is gonna take some time. Like maybe we should just like go northwest or where this woman said. I mean,
so as opposed to fighting fires, you'd prefer to fight a dragon?
Well, I mean, I suppose I could use tidal wave, but it's probably just gonna destroy everything anyway. The fight seems like a them problem.
They're hired to get information. I suggest we start on that.
What do you suggest then?
Oh, he didn't say anything about following dragons. He said, get information.
Yes.
If somebody's controlling the dragons, that's what they'd want to know. Yes?
Yes. What is your plan?
Plan? I don't have a plan. I'm just thinking out loud, dear boy.
You can see Argo visibly getting like frustrated.
I think we should follow where the dragons went to and see what we can find along the path.
Where they went to or where they came from?
I think they went back to...
Are they not one and the same?
The woman just said she knew which way they came from.
She said she knew the way which one came from. She said there were 2.
Okay. So suppose it wouldn't take them long to change direction as well.
We can head in that direction, see why that one dragon came from that location, and just go on from there.
Makes more sense. Argo believes that's the best thing for now, until Grandalf decides to come up with a better idea than just the ramblings of a madman.
Better than fire carving at least. So that's not what we were hired for.
Okay. So, are you all going to make your way towards this woman's house?
Why, is that where the dragon went?
That's where it came from. You don't know.
Her
You don't
house.
see any... No, it flew over her house.
All right, thank God for that.
But you don't know. So, are you heading in that direction?
Yep.
Yeah, head in that direction. I'd want to keep my eye out for any buildings that look high enough and strong enough to get a good vantage point.
Okay, you can drop the map now. As you make your way through the city, you do notice that there are some buildings that have survived. There is one white sides, red brick roof. Most of the buildings in the city seem to have red brick roofs. Just the way of it. 3 stories high. Seems to have missed most damage from the side you're on. There is a door at the bottom, and it is open.
Okay. Is it obvious what sort of building it is?
From where you are, from the outside, it looks like more like a house than a place of business.
Okay.
But I mean, the city looks different in its current condition to what it would normally look like.
I just meant, is it like obviously a temple or a...
No, it's nothing like that. It looks more like an abode than like a shop.
I'll just turn to the others then, and this building looks like a good place to get a better view of the city. Does anyone fancy going and taking a look? And the deafening silence will imply that...
Nob goes, you know what? Right, I'm going in. And he just storms through the door, swinging it wide open. As he steps through the door, disappears invisible. That's his plan.
Dwarf's very incorrigible.
He's a gnome.
Following me?
That's what I said, dwarf.
I once met someone that good. I do miss them very much.
Are you following in?
Sure.
Yep.
I'll stay at the door then. Doesn't need everyone clambering upstairs.
Stay at the door as well. There's no need for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna light a smoke while I'm down there, and light a cigarette off the burning building next door.
Just give me a second. Okay, so who's going in next? Sorry.
I'll go in whenever the soonest of not bumping into someone.
Okay, so yeah, as you make your way up in, it is just a regular abode. There's seems like someone's been in here within the time between it happening and you coming in now. Everything's been turned over. The chairs, the tables, the bookcases, everything's just been destroyed, and it looks like it's been ransacked. As you get through, you are up the stairs to the next floor. And it's the same throughout each floor of the house. As you get to the top, there is like a on the far side there is like a balcony It's sort of like a bedroom with a balcony, but everything looks like someone's just been in there and just raided it all.
Can we do like a perception check of what we are?
Yeah, you can make a perception check. You can have a look out and see what you see.
That sounds good. $11.
Anyone else having a look?
1 second. I got a 12.
Okay. Yeah, you can see the path of destruction of fire that had come down off to your left. To your right, you can see where buildings have been burnt. In the far distance, you can see there is certain buildings that don't appear to have been touched at all. Like you can see where the royal palace is of the city, and that's not been touched at all. And then there's a tower that's not far off from that hasn't been touched. Argo, are you looking around?
Yeah, I'm on the ground floor. I didn't go up.
You didn't go up. Okay.
Yeah. Just mooching around.
Okay, John, roll a history check.
I got a 19.
Okay. You recognize some of these buildings in the distance. You recognize one of them is part of the Scholars District, and there's a library that doesn't appear to have been touched. And you already know that the Royal Palace at the back hasn't been touched either. But there are places within the city that look like they've been spared from attack, as if they're crucial to either information to be gathered from, or places that the attackers wanted to keep safe.
I relay this message to people who are standing down by whispering it to them.
Okay, so there's I'm going to keep calling you Sporticus because I'm never going to remember your name otherwise. Are you Are you staying down, or have you got
I'm
full
down.
Okay. Alf, are you up or down?
Down.
Okay, so it's just the three of you. Ulf, Hild, you, and Nob, who is kind of trying to see over this balcony. He's a little short. That's what he gets for complaining I sent him in first. Okay, so while you three are on the top, Argo, Sporticus, Alf on the ground floor, are you looking around?
Yeah, not with any sort of intent, just
Make a
people
perception check.
go. 17.
Yeah, you're watching people rush past. There's no one appears to be paying you any attention. There seems to be people rushing past. You see a small single-story building not far away, where the door opens, and then someone sticks his head out, looks around, waves, and then two more people follow him out, and they're carrying along what seems to be like some kind of rug. And they're kind of trying to be sneaky as they run down the street, but you just blatantly watch them steal this rug from this house.
At the point that Johnny Neal mentioned about the buildings that haven't been affected.
Unless you went to the
Oh, is
top
he gone
with
to the
him,
top? Okay.
he was at the top. Unless you went to the top with him, you didn't hear anything.
Yeah, that.
Cheating.
So you're on the. You're still on the ground floor. Unless
No,
you
I
want to
was
make
on the
way up.
ground. I thought he was on the ground floor.
Are you inside looking around?
No, I'm on the outside of the building, just looking around. Yeah.
I'll be with you.
Yeah. No, you see. Okay. So, sorry, my building and all that. I thought you'd gone in and
Yeah.
gone up. Okay. So, you all come back down. You gather around outside. There wasn't really much to find inside. Everything of value has been raided already. Sorry. What do you want to do? You can now pass the information on that you gathered about the buildings through, so everyone knows where everything is.
Okay, so we pass on that information to everyone, and then I recommend
awesome.
that we should try to head towards these crucial places, maybe the Scholars District, just to get some more insights on why those places, which should have been ideally attacked, were not attacked.
Yeah.
So what were all the places again? The Scholars District, the Royal Palace.
Okay, so you had the Royal Palace, you had Scholars District, and they were the main ones that seemed to have not been attacked. But there were a couple of other like smaller places that he couldn't quite identify from the vantage point that he was at. But they were like buildings that seemed to have like been burnt around but not hit
It's
specifically.
very convenient.
I'd like to go on a big rant to the party, saying that it's classic. The 1% yet again, getting away with everything.
Give them nothing, but take from them everything.
So, are you heading off in that general direction?
I think so.
I'd like to.
Yeah,
You take the lead,
agreed.
then.
You're going to head for the Scholars District, or Royal Palace, or one
It
of
sounds
these
like
other
they're
buildings. first.
nearby. Is that correct?
You don't really know the city that well.
I've got the
I'll go.
Outlander background.
Make a history check.
But I do, right?
You know the city fairly well. Apparently better than Argo. Yeah, I mean it's going to take you some time to walk there. And from what you saw from when you were above, there appears to be no direct route which you would normally have taken. So you'd have to like cut through back ways where there's no damage or buildings collapsed. But yeah, you could probably get there. It'll take you some time, maybe an hour. The Scholars District is probably the closest, and it will take you maybe an hour or two to get there, having to cut through behind everything else, whereas it would have normally taken you about half an hour.
I recommend to the guys that let's check out Scholars District first, and then we can head towards the Royal Palace.
If I could avoid the Royal Palace, that'd be good.
Lead on then.
Okay, so is that the way you're heading? As you leave where you currently are, you start making your way towards the Scholars District. You see people rushing past, going towards the square, where most of the damage seems to have been focused there, but you can see there is definite damage further away. As you slowly make your way there, avoiding most of the damage and stuff. I think we're going to call it there, and then we'll continue next time.
Woohoo!
When you get to the Scholars District.
All right.
Okie dokie.
I would like to.
Would I be able to tell the gang about my conspiracy theory as to what's now occurred?
I mean,
Oh
you're welcome. You're welcome to tell. You're welcome to say before we leave.
I'm ranting on anyone who'll listen at this point. I am talking about the top 1%, gentrification of the town, lizard people, shapeshifters. They're all in it together.
As soon as you start talking, I've speeded up and walked off. I'm just not listening to it.
I like I like how the conspiracy was without any accent. So I got the
Don't have this
Look.
conspiracy that you speak of back at home. That's a lot to take in.
As you make your way through the city, we will end it there. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. It looks like we've had more viewers today than like ever before, which is actually quite cool. Thank you very much for joining in. Next week I have we're back with Diplomacy and Flan, which is gonna throw people off, but everything runs at the same time. So thank you very much for joining us tonight, and we'll see you next time.